bird sale that's going to run out tonight at midnight. So let's give everybody a second. We're going to just double check that all the technology is working. If you can see me and hear me, let me know in the chat box below, whether you're watching me on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm going to pop over to my channel, make sure everything is in order. Hey everybody. Oh, awesome. We have a bunch of y'all on. Let me see if anybody pops in and says they can see me and hear me. My phone was dying, so I had to plug up. All right. Awesome. Okay, so we are good to go. So welcome everybody. Our apologies, we had to cancel Whip Wednesday this past Wednesday because we live in Florida and we had to spend the day getting ready for Hurricane Eta, which never came to us here really. It just like broke apart and it ended up being very uneventful, which was great. We're thankful for that. But I wanted to fill in with what I would have been working on Whip Wednesday tonight, because tonight is the last day to get in on the early bird sale price for my pajamas class. So I am going to jump into a demo. We have the other camera set up. How do you all like this? We got a more zoom lens going so that we can do the same picture-in-picture that we did last week, so that when I'm working with my hands in a little while and I'm making my project here at the sewing machine, you can both see my face and see my hands. So we'll give it a try. Any feedback you give us, if you enjoy it, if you like the shot, if you think the lighting and all this stuff looks good, we definitely appreciate it, because we're always tweaking and making changes to make things better around here. All right. Hey, everybody. Hi, EJ tuning in. Nancy from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We got April in from Australia. Hey, girl. All right. My goodness. Hi, Wendy from Hawaii. We got Lavana, Barbara. Hi, Miss Bernadine. How are you? So many familiar names and faces, and if it looks like I know some of these people, it's because I do, right? We've done retreats, cruises, and stuff over the years, so whenever I see some of my returning retreaters or students, it's always fun to see your names on here. Hi, Carla. Hey, Heather. Heather says it looks good. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to grab the samples that I have. We're going to talk a little bit about the course, because I sent out an email today for those of you that maybe are still on the fence and maybe not interested in making pajamas. I think I might change your mind about signing up for my class tonight, because I have a couple different hacks and different things that I did with the same pajama pattern to get you to think outside the box a little bit. So let me grab these samples. All right, so we are working on the Jolie number 4016 jean PJ pattern. Okay, they are a pajama set. The size chart includes like toddler size 2 to a woman's size US 24. So I've shown this before, but this is a woman's US size 20, I believe. It's a DD in their size, and you can see the pajamas done. This is a sample that the ladies at Jolie sent over to me so I can share it. So that's one. So the pattern, the way that it comes, is long sleeved and long pants, right? So I made myself a set. These are my pants. The top is in the laundry because I actually wore it. And I'll show you something else that I did, but you can see it's long pants. The bottom ankle cuffs and the neckband and the wrist cuffs are finished off with rib knit, which we do sell with our kits. Now, those of you that maybe were waiting on kits, we restocked earlier today for the second time, and I know they've been flying. So if you want a kit, you can head over to our shop, craftygemini.com/shop. We'll in a little bit include links in the chat box for you. Okay, I thought I felt my microphone moving, but that's good. And so we have kits there. The kits include all the materials that you need except the pattern, okay? The pattern is sold separately, and we do have them in stock. We put them on sale, but these are the pants of my daughter's PJs. Super cute. We have so many fun fabrics that we did the pajamas in. You can see this is the whole set. And so the pattern does include the pattern pieces for the top and for the pants. So you're learning how to make two different garments. I mean, if you understand how basic t-shirt comes together, you're going to be setting yourself up for success for future projects that feel like or have a similar silhouette to a basic t-shirt, okay? So I show you how to make the top, the pants. I share tons of tips and tricks, and the entire video course is 29 video lessons. And I usually get the question of how long the videos are. I'm not a fan of sitting there to watch like hour-long videos, so they're all broken down into bite-sized chunks by step, okay? And I would say most of them are between 8 and 15 minutes long. And then some of them are a little bit longer because I add bonus videos on how to make it on a serger, how to make it on a cover stitch machine. And then there's hack videos, bonuses. So let me show you, because these videos are already there. Like if you sign up for the class tonight, at the early bird sale price, because at midnight the price goes up by $30 and we will never drop the price this low again. That's how I do all of my classes, right? And so I show you, I hack the pattern and I share with you how to do it so you can turn it from a long sleeve pajama top to a short sleeve, which really, if you look at it like this, I mean, it's just a t-shirt, right? We're working with stretchy fabrics. This is a cotton spandex. And so I plan to wear this with jeans, legit, okay? Super cute, super comfy, and we live in a warm climate too. I know a lot of you wrote in and said, hey, I live in a warm climate. I don't need long sleeves and long pant pajamas. No worries. So I show you how to hack it to make it short sleeve, and then also how to hack the pants to make them shorts. I was going to have mine, but they're so comfy that I've been wearing them, so they're in the wash. And here I'll show you another little pair of shorts that I made. This is a little girl size 8. And these are shorts. So in the course, I also share with you what you need to do to hack the pattern pieces to make it short sleeve and shorts. So really now it changes from like being pajamas to just like legging shorts if you're making them for little kids, workout pants. I mean, it could be anything, right? These are just shorts, and you can, once you know how to hack it into shorts this short, you can hack them into capris. And we talk about getting rid of the ribbing and stuff so that they're not, obviously not finished at the bottom the same way that the long pants were. So a lot of different options. Now something else. So I show you how to hack it into short sleeve shorts as well. And then I wanted to share something else with you because I've been getting emails from some of you saying, you know, I'm not interested in making pajamas, but I'd like to do this or I'd like to do that. And I had one lady write me and say, hey, I signed up for the class, but is it true that I could use this same pajamas pattern and make just like a long sleeve t-shirt out of it? And so right before we went live, I whipped up this t-shirt using the same pajamas pattern. And so I wanted to use this kind of as an instructional kind of educational point because I want you to see what happens. So I use the exact same pattern pieces that I would use or that I did use for my pajamas in size AA. However, I use the fabric that has a little bit less stretch and way thinner. Okay, so the more lightweight the fabric is, the drapier it's going to be, oftentimes the looser it will be. This is sheer, so I had to put on a tank top underneath this shirt. That's how sheer it is. And if you recognize this fabric from a recent Whip Wednesday where I made my husband a long sleeve t-shirt using Jolie's men's t-shirt pattern, that's number 2918. We have that in stock as well. I wanted to show you that I use the same fabric to make myself this long sleeve tee. But here is the difference, or like here's the thing to take note of. Do you see the sleeves where they end? Can anybody tell me why that is? I'm sure if you sew clothes, you probably know. It's because I use the same sleeve pattern that the pajamas call for, and I mentioned that this fabric has less stretch. It also has significantly less vertical stretch, which running along my arms would be this way, all right? So it's not going to be quite as long, and if you recall the pajama pattern, it features the finishing here as a ribbed cuff. So if you just use the sleeve pattern, it's obviously going to be shorter than what the finished sleeve is supposed to be. Does that make sense? So these are things I'm kind of teaching you how to like deconstruct pattern pieces so that you can gain confidence to hack the patterns. You don't just have to use them the way that they come in a pattern. You can change them up any way you want to. So for me, I use the same sleeve. It has less vertical stretch, so it's shorter, right? Because the regular one would fit me probably somewhere around here, plus the cuff then fits me here. Okay, so we left off the cuff. I cut the pattern sleeve piece itself, but I used that same length to hem it. So now I'm eating up even more of the fabric with this 3/4 inch hem that I use. So that's why it fits me short, right? But that's cool because I always just roll these up, always. Now, I just finished it. I didn't get a chance to press it as good as I'd like, so this neckline is really bothering me, but you get the point. Okay, I use the same fabric because it is still a stretch. It's a rayon spandex, and I actually I listed this on the website, so we have it for sale. We sell our fabrics by the half yard. Okay, so if you want 1 yard, put quantity of 2, right? A half yard and a half yard. If you want 2 yards, put a quantity of 4. So just keep that in mind when you're purchasing fabric online, especially from like our shop and a lot of indie shops. But remember that the pattern, when we talk about it, the pajama pattern features 2 inches of positive ease, okay? So based off the bust measurement, and I go over all of this in the video course telling you how to choose the size to cut out using the Jolie size chart, and then also how to use it using the finished garment measurements, okay? So that's what I use. So it still has 2 inches of positive ease, and because this fabric is drapier, it's even looser on me. But I told my husband, put on your t-shirt, the one that I made for you with the same fabric, because I don't want people to think that I made that one with the Jali 2918 men's t-shirt pattern and that I just put it on. I literally used the jean pajamas pattern. So come on back here. He's crawling on the floor, y'all. Oh my gosh. Pull your shirt down. So same, two different patterns, right? But same fabric. And you can see it's sheer on him because he has a little tank top on. Say hi to the peoples. But yeah, so I'm not wearing his shirt. This is mine that I used, or that I made using the jean PJ pattern, okay? But just to show you, I mean, this is just like a simple little top. I put on like some black dress jeggings. Underneath here, you can't see me because of the shot, but I could put on some cute sandals or some cute like low heels. And this is definitely like, let's go out to eat outfit if we were going out to eat. You know what I'm saying? So oh, this neckline, y'all. Don't judge. Don't judge. I need to give it a really good press. But you get the idea. And because I had sized up on the top for my bust, I think I cut out the size AA. That's what I cut out for the pajamas. When the fabric is drapier, and say this is drapier but with less stretch, so it kind of balances out. If it was drapier and looser, right, more lightweight and stretchier, these shoulder seams would probably be like down here on me. Because if you still have, let me fix the mic. Because if you still have more vertical stretch, it's going to hang. That's vertical stretch when we're wearing the garment is going this way. That crosswise grain where we want it to stretch the most is going in this direction around our bust, waist, and hips, right? So if the fabric has a lot more vertical stretch, it's going to hang lower. The sleeves will be longer. And so I talk a lot about that in the video course for the pajamas so that you can see that it's not just pajamas, right, that we're making. It's learning skills and techniques that are going to get you thinking outside of the box. Then you'll start picking up sewing patterns, looking at the line drawings. Like I always tell y'all in my class, don't look so much at the front cover where the models are wearing it and there's specific fabric. You can't see exactly the silhouette. And so doing something like this, and then also by showing you the shorts, the t-shirt, just think outside the box. And that's what I try to do with all my courses, you know, to give you extra value, because they're not just free tutorials, they're paid for courses that you get instant and unlimited access to, okay? Maureen says the fabric looks great on both of us. You know, I love these colors. Thank you. Something bright and fun. Jean says, please tell me he didn't cut his beautiful hair. Oh, no, ma'am. It is just wrapped up all the way in a big old pineapple bun up top. All right. Thank you, Patty. That's right. Show us some love. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. All right. So let's see. Oh, everybody's saying hi to you. Tamara's saying hi to you. Shanika's saying hi to you. Y'all know he don't like the camera like that. But okay, so let's see. So today's the last day to sign up at the early bird sale price of $77. Tonight at midnight, the price goes up to $107. So you save 30 bucks. You buy the pattern separately, which we sell on our website. And then if you want a kit, if we still have any in stock, I'm not sure while I've been running my mouth here if they're sold out or not, but we have kits for sale also. They feature 3.5 yards of fabric, which is more than enough for any size included in the pattern. Okay, if you're making kid sizes, you can get 2 out of 1 kit. Let's see what else. It comes with the needles, the thread, 3.5 yards of fabric, needle, thread, and a pack of needles, thread, elastic for the waistband of the pants. You get that in there too. So if we have kits, they're listed in the shop. You can always find anything we're selling at craftygemini.com/shop. And yeah, so if you sign up for the class, join us. If you've already signed up for the class, let's go ahead and leave me a comment in the chat box, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Let us know that you've already signed up, because I've decided to do something fun tonight, and I'm going to do 2 giveaways where each person, we're going to pick one from YouTube, one from Facebook, each person tonight by midnight. Okay, so if you're watching this later, my apologies. We're doing this for like the live watchers and people that are watching it tonight. But we're going to pick one random winner from Facebook, one random winner from YouTube, and I'm going to give you my course for free. So basically, you're going to get a refund. Okay, if you've signed up for the class, let us know in the chat box below, and 2 of you, one on Facebook and one on YouTube, and you can enter on both because I know some of y'all are on the multiple gadgets. That's fine. If you're in the course, I'm going to pick 2 random winners, and you will get a refund for the 77 bucks that you've already paid. I think that's a cool deal. So go ahead and do that, and let us know that you've signed up already. Ooh, Look at all these people that signed up. Hi, Miss Claudia. Hi, Sandia. She says she's going to sign up now. Hi, Caroline. Hey, Carla. Lenore says she signed up. Wendy's already in. Janet is in. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. We need to plan like a pajama party. We need to do something like that, like where everybody who's in the class made some pajamas and we can like have an online pajama party, something. I just think that would be so fun. And I was gonna say, I found a fabric that had like sewing stuff on it, and I was so excited because I'm like, oh, this will be perfect for the kids to sell. And then I have to break it to y'all that I could not bring myself to order the fabric because this is like a huge pet peeve of mine. The sewing machine icons on it are like this, backwards. I can't do it. I can't. It's like not factually correct. Like it just, and I hate when I see that. It's just like they take a picture or something and they must mirror image it, or they put it upright and then they mirror image it when they print it or screen print it or whatever. It just really bothers me. And the fabric was so cute, but the sewing machines were backwards. Y'all know what I mean? And that's a pet peeve of mine. So I had to pass on that fabric, but we got some other cute fabrics in. And remember, as soon as our kits sell out, because they always do, we will restock. So I have the team coming back on Monday to help me cut, bundle kits and all that stuff. And so we will keep restocking. And if you registered for the course, we always send you an email and let you know, hey, we've added more kits. And that way you can get in on it if that's something that you want, okay? Awesome. Anna says she signed up. Sheila says it's a great deal. I'm signed up. Anne says yes for the pajama party. That would be super fun. Janet says she's in the class and she snagged her kit tonight. Erica signed up. Oh, this is super fun, guys. We do need to have a pajama party. All right. Well, I think I've given y'all all the details. If you have specific questions for me, because I invited those of you on my email list to join us here tonight, ask me your questions live and in person. Here I am for you to answer any questions you have on this sewing course. And that way we're going to get started with a demo that I'm working on. I'm making myself some hacked shorts from the same pattern. And I'll talk to you a little bit about that. We're going to be using my beginner-friendly sewing machine here, the Juki LB5020. We listed them for sale in the shop. We have, I think, 8 or 9 left. And I posted 2 videos on YouTube already sharing like an unboxing of it, how to thread it. And then I just have to finish editing the 3rd video on my complete review where I sew different fabrics. But if you watch me here on Whip Wednesdays, Flash Sale Fridays, you've seen me use this machine to sew a ton of different types of fabrics, right? Awesome. Debbie says she's all signed up. Nancy, if you're having issues, so here's a tip. Some people are having issues when they're trying to check out on our website using, what is it? Microsoft Edge. And so if you're using Microsoft Edge as your browser, there's some issue with like their latest update that's like telling you that the site is not secure. The site is secure. I assure you of that. Our recommendations and from our webmaster is to try a different web browser. And if you can't, don't worry. You know, if you're trying to sign up for the course, we will honor the early bird sale price. Even if we don't get to your email tonight, if you emailed us before midnight, we will honor that early bird sale price if that's what you're trying to do is get in on the course. Just shoot us an email at bea@craftygemini.com. Okay, and we will just then send you like a PayPal invoice for you to pay, and that way bypass the whole drama with the Microsoft Edge and the website checkout card. Okay, so hopefully that helps for those of you trying to do that. Let's see. Tamara says she has a question. Can we lengthen the pants with cuffs? So the pants actually have a lengthen and shorten line. So I talk about that in the course on where you can add length there. But if you just like the look of maybe a longer cuff or you're planning to like fold a cuff up, absolutely you can. Yeah, that would totally make sense. I would just elongate the cuff piece, and you'll see that the leg kind of tapers down, but then the cuff itself is an even rectangle. So if you just add length to that, you know, and calculate the half because it's sewn on in half, like doubled layers, that would totally work, Tamara. That would be super cute too. All right. Garnet says, I'm still extremely sheepishly with clothes sewing. I keep thinking I'll get over my fears from 7th grade sewing class failure. You need to wipe that from your mind, girl. Start fresh from scratch. You can totally do this. Totally, you can do it. Barbara says she's all signed up, and so is Garnet. So Garnet, I know you're in the Facebook group for sewing clothes. Post pictures, ask questions if you just need like a little bit more hand-holding step by step. If you are on Facebook and you want to join my private clothes or garment sewing group, do a search for Sewing Clothes with Crafty Gemini. When the group pops up on Facebook, you can like ask or request to be let into the group, and it'll ask you a couple questions, and we will let you into the group. That is where we post anything having to do with my garment sewing classes. So people post pictures of their projects. Some students post pictures of their fabrics and then say, hey, which of these two go together? You know, so you could do that for your pajamas and maybe the different rib knit and say, hey, which one do you all think goes better? All that kind of stuff, and we're super encouraging. There's no drama in that group. Everybody is super fun and nice. So again, that Facebook group is called Sewing Clothes with Crafty Gemini. All right, let's see. Grace says she can't decide on the cute fabric for the PJs. Girl, don't wait too long. You know those kits are going to sell out in a minute. Willow's asking, will you be selling just the rib knit for the cuffs in my shop? I am. I mentioned this, I think, last Friday in the live. Once we're done, like we sell out fully of the kits, whatever rib knit I have, I will add it like by yard to the site. And I think we'll have like black, a dark gray, heathered gray, navy, and maybe some red, and maybe some hot pink. We'll see what's left. All right, let's see. Fabric question, Heather's asking, would DBP stick to flannel? I'm looking for something warm, but that won't stick to flannel sheets. Oh yeah, girl, DBP is gonna stick to all your flannel sheets. Oh yeah, I mean, I could like see the static right now. Let's see. DBP would. I would go with a cotton spandex because that's not really going to stick with nothing. It's just going to be, it's heavier, like it's thicker, right, than the double brush poly spandex. And so it's going to be even warmer on top of the flannel sheets. Me, I'm sweating just thinking about that because I live in Florida. But if you live somewhere cold, that might be exactly what you're aiming for, right? All right. Okay, so Alice says, as a quilter, I'm used to 42 to 45 inch width of fabric. You did mention in your video that clothing fabric is 60 inches wide. So most stretch knits are going to be 58 to 60 inches wide. And that's the range that you get. That's why you'll see when you're looking directly at a pattern that is for stretchy fabrics, when it says the yardage requirements, it'll say it there. And when you look at a pattern that has that is designed for woven fabrics, they oftentimes will have two charts. One that will tell you the yardage if it's 45 inch wide, and another one if it's 54 inch wide, because there are some wovens that are in that range, like 54 to 56 inch range. That's just the way it is. Yeah, so if you think about it in quilters terms, you're getting more bang for your buck when you buy stretch knits, because it's oftentimes even less expensive than quality quilting cottons, and you're getting more width. So, all right. Amy says, can you send a link for the kits, please? Yeah, so we will post the link in the chat box for you, and it's also in the description box below the YouTube video, and then you can always just go directly to the page, craftygemini.com/shop. All right, so hi, Lisette. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Ronnie. We have so many retreaters on here. Longtime students of mine. Okay, so Lenore says, will you post yardage amounts for the short sleeve or shorts? So I'll give you just a quick overview. I don't have the full charts for all those sizes, obviously because Jali, you know, the pattern is not designed for that, but I will share with you mine. So we're going to start working on the shorts, and I'm using this super cute fabric that we had kits of. They're probably sold out, but super cute. And this is an Art Gallery cotton spandex fabric, so soft, super comfy. Now I'm cutting out size AA, all right? So here are my pattern pieces for the shorts hack that I hacked. And I hacked them so that they're not that short. Like they go past my thighs. I have bigger thighs, and I hate to have shorts that are like right mid-thigh, because as I walk, my thighs rub and the shorts just, they ride up and they end up looking like underwear, right? So we're not doing all that. So instead, I hacked my pattern to measure longer, so it covers all of my thigh and ends almost down closer to my knee. And even at that longer length of shorts, in the size AA, which I think is like a size 14 on the Jali chart, all I used, this is all I needed, is 4 little pieces of fabric. I used 21 inches of a knit. So I was able to get 2 of the fabric folded, because you have to cut out 2 of one leg and 2 of the other. And then what was left across that width, that 58 to 60 inch width, I just folded it again. And it was right to the end I was able to cut out the other 2 pieces. So this is not even a yard, okay? So let's see, it was less than 24, 12 and 12. So less than 2/3. If you got 2/3 of a yard, you'd have leftover. I think that's amazing, and I call that a scrap buster in my book, okay? So let's go ahead and switch the camera angled to this camera, and then we're gonna do our picture-in-picture, so y'all can still see my face. All right, there. I love this little thing. Okay, so I have to see where I have to stay, like right here. Okay, let me not take apart my machine. I just installed a new 8012 ballpoint jersey needle in here. And if you're getting one of our kits, if you sign up for the pajama class and you get our kits, I include a pack of a five pack of size 8012 ballpoint jersey Schmetz needles, which are my favorite. So that comes in the kit too, as well as the thread that I like to use for garments, especially stretchy fabrics. All right, so don't mind this. Can y'all see this? This is literally lint from fabric from all the kits that we have been cutting. Don't mind my cutting mat. It's wild. I need to replace this ASAP. But anyways, you can tell continuous cuts in the same spot. All right, so I'm going to make my shorts, and I am making them on a sewing machine. Now, in the course, I always say this because I always get these questions. Do you need to have a serger to make these pajamas? Do you need to have a serger to make these shorts? Let me grab my ballpoint pins. Here they are. So you don't need to have a serger, and part of the reason why I got this Juki LB5020, remember I said I have a couple videos on my YouTube channel where I'm showing you what comes in the box, and I'll be posting the review video shortly, this weekend, tomorrow probably. And I like to get these kind of, I got this beginner machine, let me say, to put it on the table for my live chats, because when I'm live, my bigger machines are set up on tables behind me, right? And it's kind of a mission to try and set it up like this. This is a little one that I can just pop on here. And I have been working on projects featuring cotton spandex. We've sewn double brush poly on here. We sewed my husband's t-shirt that you saw earlier. That was sewn on here. And this is a rayon spandex. Now, I will warn you, the fabric is sheer. It has a lot of drape. It's cute. We have it for sale in the shop. It's a monster to work with if you're not used to working with lightweight fabrics. You just need to have a lot of patience, right? Because it's nothing like a quilting cotton. I'm going to just tell you that. So just be mindful of that. But that's kind of what we got to deal with when we want lightweight clothes, right? All right, so I am putting some pins here, and I'm going to stitch these shorts right up, super quick. So I share with you all my tips and tricks in the video course, and the course itself includes 29 step-by-step videos. If you sign up now at the early bird sale price of $77, that price jumps up by 30 bucks to $107 tonight at midnight. But if you sign up tonight, like once we get off of this live chat, you can sit there and watch the videos. You can watch all of them. They're already up and available for you to view indefinitely. That way you can see on the lessons where I show you how to read the size chart, how to understand fabric stretch, deciding what fabrics would work well for this, what won't. And that way you have some time to, either get a kit from us or do some research and find fabrics that you like so that you can make them. But all the videos themselves are already up there ready for you to watch and enjoy. 29 step-by-step videos. Whoops. Let me go on here. Carla says those fabric kits are adorable. Thank you, Carla. I think they were super cute too. I did try and stock some cute fabrics. But man, it's so hard to make kits for something like this. I know y'all don't think about this, but man, 3.5 yards, even when you buy a whole bolt of fabric, depending on what it is, you might have 12 or 15 yards. So I can only get a couple kits out of an entire bolt of fabric. So that's why it's hard to restock the same print over and over again, because sometimes, I'll try to buy everything that one of my distributors has, and they'll be like, oh, we only have 5 bolts. And I'm like, that's only 15 kits. I need more, but we do what we can. All right, let me see here. Oh, awesome. Margie's all signed up. Tamara says, oh, she's saying hi to Margie. Everybody knows each other on here. Not everybody, but a lot of people. So Amanda says, I keep getting drop stitches with DBP. Ideas, anyone? So I have heard this, that some people's sewing machines really just struggle with double brushed poly. So I'm going to ask you first, Amanda, what sewing machine are you using? Because you may be able to hack it and change out either the thread you're using, the needle you're using, maybe lengthen the stitch a little bit, maybe stitch a little slower. But I have heard of some people's sewing machines getting hung up, like they just don't like the double brushed poly. All right, so I'm going to start sewing here, and the seam allowance on this pattern is a 1/4 inch. So I know on this machine I need to scoot over. Let me see. I'm going to lengthen my stitch length a little bit, and the needle position. Oops, not that. There. Let's go there. Okay, so I'm going to start sewing, and I'm sewing down the side seam of the pant legs. I mean, this is, I just want y'all to see. I am sewing with a straight stitch here because these pants on me don't fit me super duper duper tight. So there is still ease because the fabric has a lot more stretch than what the pattern calls for. And so in the course, you know, I have videos where I talk to you about that because it's not so much like this fabric works perfectly for these pajamas. It's more like how much stretch does this fabric have, and then that will help you determine what size to cut. If you have a fabric that has a ton of stretch, like DBP, and DBP stands for double brush polyester spandex, okay? If you're working with DBP fabric, it has a lot more stretch than what the pattern calls for. So you're probably going to need to size down, either one, sometimes two sizes, okay, to make up for that. Otherwise, because the fabric has a lot more stretch, both in the crosswise grain and vertically along the lengthwise grain, the pattern is going to fit, or the finished project will fit you huge. Okay, so you have to pick the size based on what the fabric is, or how the fabric will react, okay, in the finished thing. That's why it's so important to choose the pattern size that you're cutting based on the finished garment measurements. And then remember, you know, how much fabric stretch do I have in the specific fabric that I'm wanting to use. So you may find that you'll end up with two totally different fitting pajamas if you make one out of cotton spandex and another out of double brush poly. Two totally different fabrics, and they're going to act differently even if you're cutting out the same size. So these are the type of things that I feel like a lot of beginners don't know, and nobody tells you until you end up wasting time and money, and then you're super discouraged because you think it's you, because you can't sew, and not so much understanding, you know, the combination of the different factors that come into play. So that is how I try to teach my classes. Notice I was stretching the fabric a little bit as I sewed. This was a side seam. If I was making this in a size that truly was going to represent that -4-inch ease that the pattern has, and this, I discussed this in the video course, then I would have used a slanted zigzag, a stretch stitch, a lightning bolt stitch, and for the first time this week I heard it called a Harry Potter stitch. I was cracking up. It's like a slanted lightning bolt. I'm like, whoa, this stitch has like 1,000 names. But that's what I would use if it was like activewear leggings or a sports bra or swimwear or dancewear. Something that as you're wearing it is stretched. All right. And I don't really have to backstitch here or there because at the bottom of the legs they're going to be hemmed. So the reason you don't need that much fabric when you do this hack, when you hack it into shorts, is that we're not using ribbing, and we're just going to use the same face fabric, like the main fabric of it, to hem it. We just turn it under, super easy. And this fabric even has more stretch than the last fabric I used to make the shorts, so that's why I'm not so worried about using a straight stitch, because I know this is going to have even more ease because it has more stretch. And I don't have to put any type of specialty foot on this machine. And I sewed through any knits, cotton spandex, rayon spandex. I mean, I've sewn, what did I sew? That lacrosse pencil pouch we did on here was faux leather. I've sewn cork on here. This little machine is bad to the bone, yo. It's a little workhorse. So yeah, I will be posting my review on the sewing machine probably tomorrow, sometime this weekend. And we have some left in stock in the shop. So we did stock some because I know I had a lot of emails of people asking me, hey, are you going to be selling those sewing machines? All right. So I have both my pant legs here. Can you still see me? Okay. You can. I was going to say, oh, I can sew these shorts and pants like this, you know, with my eyes closed. And then I was like, let me not jinx myself before I'm talking trash and then I sew the whole thing wrong. But is that what I just did? No. Okay. Whoo, yeah. I almost froze up for a second there. Let's see. I'm going to stitch up here now. And we are, let me see the time. Yes, y'all, I'm going to finish these shorts. Elastic and all, I'm going to finish these shorts here tonight with y'all. If we have any specific questions that I can't see, Brandon, that pertain to the video course itself, let me know. So if you're just tuning in, we are doing a little pajama shorts hack demo here where I hacked the pattern for my latest sewing course, the Jolie 4016 jean PJs set. It's a pajama set that's long sleeve and long pants, and I live in Florida. So I wanted to make them into shorts and a short sleeve shirt. So we're just doing a little quick demo here, sharing some tips with you about sewing with stretch knit fabrics, telling y'all why you should sign up for my awesome course because the sale price goes up by 30 bucks tonight. So if you get in now, all the videos, you have instant access to them. They're available for you right now to start watching. And then we also sell supplies and materials that you may need. So like the pattern is sold separately. It's a hard copy Jolie pattern that we order from the girls at Jolie. They ship it to us from Canada. And the kits, if we're not yet sold out, we did restock kits today for the second time. So you can check those out in our online shop as well, craftygemini.com/shop. And we have links for everything in the description box below. And I am stitching up these shorts for myself. All right. And I think I'm going to, oops, not that. I'm going to lengthen my stitch even a little bit more. All right. So notice when I say I'm stretching the fabric a little bit because I'm using a straight stitch, these shorts are not going to fit me super tight. So that's why I'm getting away with using a straight stitch. Some of you might be like, what is she doing? This girl doesn't know what she's doing. Straight stitch on stretchy fabrics. If it's going to be super stretched, no, I would not use a straight stitch. But because I know this fabric has more stretch than the last shorts that I made for myself, I know they're going to be even looser than the last ones were, which I know I can get away with wearing with just a straight stitch. What happened? All right, let me stitch this one up. Next curve here, these are the crotch curves. And I hope I'm not messing this up. I always throw my mind off when I'm trying to talk and sew at the same time. I see my notches are matching, so that at least is a good sign that I'm not skipping a step here. And obviously if you had a serger, you would fly through this. I can make a pair of shorts in less than 15 minutes. On a serger, come on. You just fly through it. But if you do have a serger in a box in a closet, because every time I say that, so many people are like, that's me. I have a serger in a box in a closet. I have a serger in a box under my bed. I have a serger still in the box that I have never taken out in 2 years plus. I know you're out there because a lot of you are. Look at my little shorts. What? Yes. Okay. So now, let's stitch these guys up. So I was saying, if you do have a serger, then sign up for the class, because if you've never used your serger before, you'll want to be able to see what a serger does and how you could use it to make these pajamas. And I show you that in one of the bonus videos that I include in the video course. There's 2 serger videos and 1 cover stitch video where I show you how I use those specific specialty machines to make the projects. Okay? And then I share with you like where you, look at this fabric rolling on me. You got to have a little patience when you're dealing with the cotton jersey fabrics, y'all. All right. So, what was I saying? I don't remember. I was saying something. You got to have patience when you're dealing with cotton spandex. And then my mind went blank. Oh, well. So I pinned in the center of the crotch seam intersection so that they can match up. And then I'll finish fixing this bit. And this fabric is so soft. These art gallery prints are nuts how soft they feel. Okay, I'm going to finish this step here. I'm going to set up my iron, and then I'm going to see if I have any other pending questions here that I can take while I set up for the next step, because I am going to finish this. I don't do my best sewing right here because I'm kind of looking down a little bit, but they'll be my PJ shorts and they will work. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Let me know if y'all like this picture-in-picture thing. I think it's kind of cool because I can pay attention in both spots. All right, so basically we have shorts. Now we need elastic for the waistband, and I'm gonna do this step first, and then I'll just hem the legs, and ta-da, I'm done. Now, a super quick and dirty hack would be to attach the elastic to the waistband and then leave the legs unhemmed. You can see that it rolls to the pretty side, and again, I don't need this rolling up my legs, but you could leave it like that. There's even ready-to-wear garments and clothes out there, t-shirts that are just like raw edge finished. I know some people think it just looks like undone and sloppy, but I'm saying if you're running out of time, do what you got to do. All right, so stitch number 7 is the zigzag stitch for me here, and I'm going to stitch my elastic ends together. And so the video course that we're talking about, this Jean PJ course, I walk through every single step. Like the first whole section of the course is reading the pattern, understanding size chart, understanding fabric yardage requirements, what do you need, how to pick your size. We go over all that. Then tracing options, why we trace the pattern, what are different tracing paper options, how to trace your pattern, how to keep an eye on the line that you're supposed to be tracing to cut out your pattern, how to transfer all the information from the pattern pieces and your notches and guidelines and stuff like that. Then we go into cutting out your fabric pieces, right? And cutting out the fabric pieces. Then I go through step by step how to stitch every single thing. Then we have bonus videos on the serger, how to make it on a serger, how to hem it with a cover stitch, and the hack videos. That's right. How to hack the pattern into a short sleeve instead of long sleeve, and then how to hack the long pants into shorts. So there's a lot of information. I always get these emails from people that are like, I don't understand why you have so many videos for such a simple project. And I laugh because I'm like, obviously, it's not for you because you must know what you're doing. But when you can break down a simple pair of leggings or a simple pair of pajamas into so many video lessons, I don't do it just because. I don't sit there just talking because I want to talk. It's like I film and edit as many videos as I feel like is necessary to get the information across so that you can have successful results. So in this case, it ended up being 29 videos. We have a question coming in. Eastern time, the sale ends. The question is about the sale. At what time does the sale end? The early bird sale price ends tonight at midnight. So 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, because that's where I am. Okay. So T is asking, is a serger like an overlocker? A serger is an overlocker. They just, different countries use different terminology for it, but it's the same thing. All right. So let's see. Thank you all. Everybody's saying that they love the way I do my videos. Thanks. It's like I try to teach it like if I'm in person talking to you and trying to get you to understand. So like you'll see in the edited videos, I'm like, does that make sense? Like if you're right there with me, I'm like, does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I'm like, let's move on to the next thing, you know? And that's how I teach in person, but I love doing it on video because in person, you're not going to remember what you learned 2 or 3 months later. You know, in video, you can remember some steps, and then the ones that you don't, when you go back to remake the project months down the line, just go back and, you know, select the title. Oh, I can't remember how to do the elastic waistband. You go to the one that says prepping and sewing the elastic to the waistband, right? So that's how I have all that stuff broken down. All right, so I had already cut my elastic to size because this is my size, so I know what I need to cut it to. And then I'm going to lengthen my zigzag stitch because I don't need it to be that tight here. And then we're going to start sewing the elastic waistband. And this is just like a quick and dirty way to finish your waistbands. It's awesome because it also gives those of you who are intimidated by sewing clothes or think that just because you have, you know, a budget, an entry-level machine that you're not going to have the machine that's necessary to sew this, okay? Some of you might think that I'm wild right here because I am not even pinning it in sections. I know what I need to do for my size, y'all, so this just comes with practice. The more of this stuff you make, the more you'll know how to gauge things. But of course, in the course, I don't just throw you out to the lions like this. I don't assume that you know anything. I walk you through every single step. But this is kind of a peek into like how I sew when I'm by myself. I just wing it. which I think also speaks to the fact that like this is not my main sewing machine that I use all the time, and I'm able to just like get on here and whip this thing together, you know, super easy. And anybody can do it. If I can do this with no pins and an awkward angle with a machine I don't use that often and just throwing myself in here without really measuring all this stuff, you can totally follow along step by step and make it yourself too. So I'm just gauging this to see, and I'm just eyeballing it, like how much more do I need to stretch till I get to this place? All right. I told y'all I'm going to finish these shorts. I am, because I'm going to jump out of this outfit and probably put these guys on. They're so comfy. I'm telling you, if we have any kits left, see if you can snatch up any of the cotton spandex that we have. Some of it is Dear Stella. Some of it is from Art Gallery. They are luscious. 95% cotton, 5% spandex. Then we have the double brush poly spandex kits too. I'm not sure if we have any more of those in stock, but so light and soft and super stretchy. So remember, if you're using a DBP, keep that in mind because you might need to size down so that it doesn't fit you quite as big. But I talk about that in my class too, because say the largest size included in the pattern is a woman's US size 24. Okay, let's say you wear a 26 or 28. And so maybe you still want to get in on the course, you want to get the pattern because you'd love to learn how to make pajamas. Well, guess what you can do? Is make the size 24 in the double brush poly spandex, and that will automatically get you a bigger size. It'll be like a 26 or 28, if not more, because there's so much stretch. So again, just because you see a pattern that doesn't have your size range doesn't mean that you can't make it with minimal modifications, right? Of course, if a pattern ends at a size 12 and you need it modified to a size 20, then you need to have some pattern drafting skills down because not everything is just going to be increased, right? To change it up. So that's just to say that, look at that, look at that. Seriously, look at that. The perfect amount of stretch left, y'all. Yep, we have another question.
For the Clara leggings course, we divided the elastic in quarters to attach the elastic for the waist. Why isn't it done for the PJs?
It is. I didn't do it here because I'm doing this live, but in the course, we do it for the PJs. And it's actually easier on the PJs because you have two side seams. Whereas if you recall, in the Clara, we don't have side seams or a center front seam. You only had the seam in the back. So there was even more important to make sure that you partitioned it off. Here, I can eyeball and see when I'm getting to a side seam to know how much to stretch my elastic, as you just saw me do. I didn't put not one pin in here. I literally started on the back seam, which I'm talking all this mess, and I hope I put it on the back seam and not the front seam. We shall find out in a minute. But I just eyeballed it. And look at that. Boom. Because the thing is, you don't want to, the reason we partition it off is so that you evenly distribute the shorter circumference of that elastic to the larger circumference of the fabric. So if we cut it identical, if the circumference of the waist in the finished fabric pattern pieces, right, like once they're sewn into this, into the shorts, if that circumference of the top waistline is the same as the circumference of your elastic, the elastic is not really going to be stretching on you to stay on. We want it to come in a little bit. So the elastic is smaller than the pants. And so you need to distribute that smaller circumference evenly around. Otherwise, you're going to end up with one area that's super stretched. And then the other chunk of the elastic, you already stretched it enough to reach around so you won't have to pull on it. And so it's going to be cinched up on one side and like loose on the other. That's not really what you want, right? And so we partition it to section it off into quarters. So that is what we do. We do that. This, I was just saying I'm doing it live on here, so I'm not doing it because I don't have to, right? Like I can just cut corners and that's the beauty of sewing a lot. Then you get even faster. So now I'm going to flip this down. I was trying to see. Oh, I do have a little tag here. These tags I bought in Denver last time I was there filming for Blueprint. RIP Blueprint. I got this at Fancy Tiger Crafts. It's by Kylie and the Machine. It's an Australian company, and they have these little tags, and this one just says, "This is the back." Super cute. So not that I need it for me, but I'm going to put it in here anyways. Why not? How cute is that? Oh, let me double check. So this is the back where the elastic is overlapping, and did I put it on the back? Yes, I did. Whoo, Lord. Okay. So Again, this is something that you would probably go like this and pin around, like I show you slowly in the video course. But for here, I'm just trying to get this done. And I have the same thread on top that I have in the bobbin, so I'm going to stitch this from this side. And let's go. A triple straight stitch and stuff like that is going to take so long to stitch. And because these are my PJ shorts, we are going to go with, let's do the same elastic we have. I'm just going to maybe lengthen it a little bit. So we'll lengthen it to like 4.5. Did we have a question? Did I answer it? I can't even remember. Sorry.
You answered that question, a different one about the sewing machine needle. Is that just a regular sewing machine needle?
So this is an 8012 ballpoint jersey needle, which is my favorite type of needle to use, or to use in the machine when I'm sewing with cotton spandex, all my stretchy fabrics, because I usually tend to use fabrics that are in this weight range. Even for double brush poly, I use an 8012. So it's a ballpoint jersey needle. So instead of piercing through the fibers, it kind of, I mean, it still has a sharp point on it if you've ever touched it, but it's kind of more balled at the tip so that it kind of nestles itself in between the fibers or so instead of piercing them. So that's what I prefer to use. And I've never had a problem. You can see whether it's like a $300 and some machine or a $2,000 some machine, with that needle, I never have any like skip stitches or anything like that. So that's definitely what I recommend. So again, in the video course, of course, I walk you through slowly, step by step. I share with you my tips and all that here. We just flying through it because I do want you to see how like easy it is to make it come together. I'm talking, I'm standing up, the machine is way lower from me. I'm not even putting pins. I mean, and they're still gonna turn out to be a super cute pair of PJ shorts. So again, the early bird sale price ends tonight to sign up for this online course, okay, the Jean PJ course. It's $77 right now, covers, or includes, I should say, 29 step-by-step video lessons. You have instant and unlimited access to them. So once you sign up tonight, you can log in and view your videos right there. They're already up. We're not dripping the content. It's already all posted for you. And then at midnight tonight Eastern time, the price goes up to $107. So if you want to save 30 bucks, spend that on the fabric, right? And on the pattern. Then you can do that if you sign up before midnight. You have a question?
Yeah. So would cotton spandex be easier for a beginner than DB?
Yes, that's a great question. Would cotton spandex be easier for a beginner than DBP? And the answer for that would be absolutely. Just because it has more like of a heavier hand to it. It's still like a medium weight knit, but it's not as heavy as like a, what I would say maybe like a true medium weight knit would be like a Liverpool or a Bullet. Because this is a little bit more stable than the super flowy drapey DBP or the rayon spandex like we have in the t-shirt here, I would definitely say yes. The cotton spandex would be easier for a beginner because it's not going to shift around on you as much as a lighter weight fabric. You have another question, and I'm coming around to the back here. I'm done with this. What's the question?
Do you show how to make the waist fit those whose waist is as big, if not bigger, than their hips?
So that is going to do with, so the question is, do I show how to adjust the waist for those of you that have have a waist that's as big or if not bigger than your hips? So we talk about this when we're going over the size chart, telling you where to plot your measurements so that you can then choose. So we kind of work backwards, okay? You look at the finished garment measurements, you plot where you would like those measurements to be. So this is something that comes up a lot when it's like fitted garments. So people are like, oh, I don't want my pajama pants to be that snug on my body, okay? If you want, well, no, we'll leave it here because I'm gonna keep talking and I'm gonna keep working because then you're only seeing my face in this little bubble while I talk, but that's good that at least you can see my face. Okay, let me kickstart my iron real quick. So what I was saying was you work backwards. You go to the chart with the finished garment measurements and you look and see how do you want the top to fit you. If you don't want it to be flush against your bust line and you know your bust is 44 inches, then you're not going to pick the size that falls under a 44-inch finished garment measurement, right? Look for one that's a little bit bigger based on how much room you want to have there. So if your bust measures 44, you want it to be like 46 inches at the bust so it's a little bit more loose on you, Go and find which size finishes at that measurement. Go and find which size finishes your waist measurement where you want it. And so you work back from there. Now, the cool thing about the Jolie patterns, because there are multi-sized patterns, you can go from like a larger bust to a larger waist and then out to the hip. Or you can do like smaller bust and then like trace off, blending into the next lines over, where then it matches up with the waist measurement that you want and then the hip measurement. So I don't go over it specifically because I mean there's so many different combinations of measurements that we can go with, but in the course, I share with you the tips that you need to do it yourself, right? What do you need to look at in order to find the correct size that will work for you? How do you want it to fit your body? We talk about the pants in the pattern having 4 inches of negative ease, meaning the fabric is meant to stretch right around your thigh if you're using a fabric that features the minimum stretch requirement, the 50% stretch that the pattern calls for, okay? And so if you don't want it to stretch like that, like to be snug around your thighs, then you need to be looking at the finished garment measurement and picking a size that has a finished thigh, like garment measurement at that area. That's going to be what you want, you know? Let me grab my little clapper. Have y'all seen that we stock these in the shop, little tailor's clapper? I love this narrow shape to it because it is like perfect for hems. So this fabric is super stretchy, and you can see how much I'm fiddling with it just to get it to stitch or like to stay flat in the round. So I do a little bit, flat, come around the other side, press, 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 and I'm just going to hem both legs, and then I'll just take it to the sewing machine all at once, and then I will finish my shorts. So I hit it with the iron, and then I'm going to hit it with my clapper real quick. And I know I don't have steam. It would be better, like more creased with steam, but we're just trying to get through this because I told y'all I was going to finish this, and we're almost to 8 o'clock. But if you have any other specific questions for me about this new pajama class, this is your chance because I'm only going to be on for a couple more minutes answering any questions that y'all have. Did you have another one for me? Did I answer that question already? Listen, when I'm working and just talking and answering, I can't even remember what I did 30 seconds ago. So, ooh, I might have to base this down. This fabric is roly, roly, roly. Let's see. I might have to grab my little spray bottle just to help it sit a little bit flatter. So these, look at this, I almost dropped it. These are the little issues that a lot of beginners get discouraged by. Like, you think it's you. Did I cut the fabric wrong? Am I pressing it wrong? You're not. You just have to learn to work with different types of fabrics based on what it is that you want to do. Luckily, this is cotton spandex, so I can hit this with the heat of the iron to really get it to set in place. If you are someone who got the double brushed poly kits and you're working with a polyester spandex of some kind, single brushed or double brushed, you definitely don't want to hit it with a hot iron. Because as you're trying to get it to stay down and creased, you are going to scorch that fabric or melt it, whatever. Ooh, that's a little bit big of a hem. And I'm just eyeballing the hem here. Of course, you can measure, but these are measurements that I deal with every single day. So I'm pretty okay with winging it. And I'm not going to fight this anymore. You could put pins. I'm not going to. I'm going to ride this through the sewing machine and fix it as I go, as I'm stitching it, and deal with. Oh my gosh, these are so, so cute, y'all. So, so cute. My little tag. Let me pop in here and see. Sometimes I get carried away because I'm like, I want to finish the project. I don't want to leave without finishing the project. All right, let's see. Oh, awesome. Mary Grace says she ordered the clapper along with her kit. So we stocked these little guys. Super cute. And they are made by a family-owned business in, I can't remember what state, Indiana, I think, Jackson's Woodworks. So when I saw these, I was like, oh, I need to get these for the shop for sure. They're great because they're narrow too, and you can take them like in your retreat bags or classes and stuff without taking maybe a bigger one that you have, because I know I got bigger ones. So Angelia's asking, someone asked how to tell what fabric she got in her kit. So when you purchase the kits, if we have them still in stock, there's a drop-down menu with all the choices of kits. When you choose one, the image for that kit pops up so you can see, okay, do I want that one or not? And so every single option that you have in the drop-down box has an image of a kit that corresponds with it, and that's how you know. You choose, obviously, hopefully, the one that you actually want and didn't just like pick any old one. So yeah, you choose it from the drop-down menu. Amanda's asking, she says, are the children's ages slash sizes true? I need to make some for my niece out of state and can't measure her. So the question is, are they true to size? And we get this question a lot. True to size is kind of like dependent on what exactly it is that you're talking about. So because it's a kid size, I'm going to say, because they feature not just size, but age range, like just how like ready to wear clothes come in the store, you know, like if you have a kid, size, or age 6, on average, I guess that's what they mean, that they will likely wear a size 6, right? So my daughter is 9 years old, but she's long and lean, so I cut her the Jali size 11. So I would say for you, Amanda, you're making it, she says, for her niece, I would check with the adult there and ask, you know, what size does she consistently wear in ready to wear clothes? And they might tell you, you know, she wears a 6X, or she, you know, she's 7 or whatever, but she wears like a 9. Then I would go with the size that they buy her in the ready to wear clothes. Okay. But I mean, true to size, it's, I always like, when people ask those questions, because it's like, you are going to make the size that you want it to be. But I get it. If you don't have the measurements, I would go by the closest thing to her ready-to-wear size and go with that. Now, I will say I feel like the Jali patterns run a little long, which is perfect for my kids and my husband. In other patterns, I typically have to add length to the arms, to the legs, and stuff like that, and I never have to add them when I make the Jali patterns for myself. And I have long legs. I have a short torso, but long legs. And everybody here has long legs in my house, and I never had to add length to the Jali pattern. So it's probably another reason I love them so much, because if I can just make a pattern straight from the pack, I love that, right? Saves us time and drama. All right, let me put this iron over here, and let me hem up my shorts, y'all. Okay, we got this here. We got my face here. Let's see. Nancy was asking what the clapper was used for, so hopefully you got a little sneak peek there of how I use it. I use it to help set the creases in hems and to help seams lie nice and flat. That's how I use them. Here, I have the crease already set in there, but because I don't use pins, I need to like fold it on the crease line as I go. So for here, I'm going to now shorten the width. I don't need a chunky, like super wide zigzag at my legs. So let's make it a little bit narrower, and I think that will work, 3.5 and 4.5. Let's see what we're working with. So this is what I mean. I have the crease there because the clapper helped me get a good crease, but even though the fabric pops up like this, I can still see where the crease is. So all I got to do is work in like 3-inch chunks and flip it under and run it through. So for this, because this part is going to be stretched since it's going over my chunky thighs, I am using a zigzag stitch, right? So like here at the leg, I'm not going to use a straight stitch. Along the side seam, I was okay with it because I know, based on the other pair that I made, how this one's going to fit because it has more stretch. And I know that on the side seam, it was not going to be super snug on my hips. But at the thigh, baby, it will be. So we use a zigzag stitch so the fabric can stretch with it. And the stitches can stretch with it, right? We don't want no stitches popping. Ooh, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. And now remember, if you're just tuning in, you may have missed out that we are doing 2 giveaways. So one is running on Facebook and one on YouTube for everybody who signs up for my PJ class tonight at the early bird sale, by tonight, I should say. So if you signed up last week or you signed up anytime this week, you're in. Just go. If you're watching me now, then you're going to get in, right? Because you know what you got to do. If you're watching this after tonight, then sorry. But one Facebook winner, one YouTube winner of people that have signed up for the course are going to get their money back. So we're going to refund 2 of you, okay? And you can enter on both if you're watching on both. That's cool too. And then we will let you know. If you win the giveaway, we'll let you know, hey, we're refunding you your $77. So there's always a chance of that if you sign up. All right, I'm coming back around. I'm going to hit it with a couple back stitches just because. Let's do the other leg, and then I'm done. But you see how I didn't even have to use pins here. Because I got the clapper to help me set the crease, I can then look and see where the crease is as I'm sewing. So sometimes, I mean, these are just like little tips that I share with you because you don't have to sit there fussing and fighting. There's, you know, for a fabric like this that's steady rolling, it's so soft, it's super comfy, it's super stretchy. It's going to be a dream to wear. You just have to get past the point of being, you know, hassling with it. So I just crease it where it is. And I'm not even using pins. So I feel like it's not worth the time to sit there pressing, flattening it, putting a pin, trying to do this, to then come to the sewing machine and have wasted all that time, because all it's going to do is as soon as you release the pins is like roll back on you anyways. So I rather just work with it in 2-inch chunks. And although I'm using a zigzag stitch here for the hem, I'm still stretching it a little bit. Just because my chunky thighs. I don't want the stitches to fit me tight either, you know, like around my thigh. I want everything to stretch. Stretch, stretch, stretch away. So see, if I work in 2-inch chunks, even though this is out, I'm not going to mess it up. Just fold it at the crease that you got with the clapper. Make sure I'm just like putting my fingers under here to get the little bit that's rolling to be flat. And then I have this whole chunk that I can do. All right, coming around the last bit. Get that little roll flat. Any other questions for me? I'm just going to give this a little press and show y'all my new finished PJ shorts, and that's it.
What setting do you have the iron on?
That iron, all the way up. That iron gets so hot, and that's that T-fall iron. It gets so hot, and I'm only using it that hot because this is cotton fabric, right? Cotton spandex, and because I quilt a lot, so I usually will set it to high heat because it's 100% cotton. But as I mentioned earlier, if you are working with a polyester fabric or a synthetic of some kind, or even a blend, you might have like a cotton, polyester, and spandex blend. If there's any type of poly in there, be careful. You know, put it like on a medium setting, and then I would still put a press cloth, excuse me, over top of it so that it doesn't get shiny on you or melt or scorch or anything. But oh my gosh, I love these. How cute. Aren't they cute? And this is the exact same PJ's pattern, y'all, just hacked into shorts. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these are, the fabric is so soft, it's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, so these are my PJ shorts, super quick and easy to make. And I mean, it's like, I don't have to say anything else. It's like, ta-da, they're the PJ shorts. Let's go ahead and switch to the front, the big front camera angle. And I will see about answering any other little questions. Awesome. Oh, so Nicole's asking, do you enter here for the giveaway? Yes, just let us know to enter the giveaway, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, just enter the giveaway. Let us know that you are signed up for the class. Obviously, we'll check and make sure that everybody entering, you know, whoever we pick as a winner, is registered for the class so that then we can refund you your money. So there'll be one winner on giveaway and one winner on giveaway. Wow. One winner on Facebook and another winner on YouTube. Oh my gosh. Hilarious. All right. Awesome. Debbie says signed up and bought a kit. So thankful for your teaching. Super, super cool. What type of thread, Sasha's asking, do we use on our stretch knit? So I like to use a good quality polyester thread. I like the Gutermann thread. It doesn't have any lint. It's really slick and it's super duper strong. So I use the same thread for all of my garments, whether they stretch or wovens. I use the same Gutermann thread. And that's the thread that we include in the kits. When you purchase kits from us, that's the thread that we include because it's obviously what I recommend, and I want to set you all up for success. I don't want you, you know, getting some cheapy thread that's going to be breaking apart on you. All right. Tamara says super cute PJ shorts. Aren't they cute? I know. Super cute, super comfy, and no pins. Look at that. I mean, I pinned down the side seam, which is wild because that's like the least place that you would need to pin. All right, so I'm just double checking, make sure I'm not missing any other important questions around here. Tamara says, I don't wear shorts, but I need to make these now. Girl, when I tell you that in my size, this is the double A size, so like the size 14 Jolie of the jean PJs pattern size, 2/3, what did I say? 2/3 of a yard. I didn't even use that much. 21 inches of a 58 or 60 inch wide cotton spandex. And done. Can you imagine? Like not even a yard. What? Yes. So scrap busters. Let's see. Tanya's asking when you're going to get more pajama kits. So I'm assuming we're sold out. We will be restocking again this coming week. I have some of my team members coming this weekend and Monday to cut and bundle. So look for it next week. We always will send out an email. If for those of you that are in the course, you will get an email that says, hey, we restocked kits. And so we'll do that. Plus, I have another order of fabric on the way. It's not here yet, but when that gets here, that's going to be like probably the 4th batch of kits that we'll be listing. Okay. Awesome. Yes. So a bunch of you are saying, Deborah's saying she signed up. Yeah. So we'll go through and we'll pick a random winner on Facebook and one on YouTube. And like I said, if you're signed up for the course, you just let us know that you're in the course, signed up already, and 2 of you are going to get your money back. What? Refund giveaway. I kind of like that. Doesn't that sound fun? It's a refund giveaway. I crack myself up. Okay. Yeah, so Tamara says she loves that small yardage and so comfy. Check out the, if you're shopping and you're going to your stores, quilt shops usually, because these are art gallery prints, right? So these are prints that were, like the main substrate was quilting cotton, but then art gallery also does them in different substrates. So you might have the same print in a voile or in cotton spandex. So these were quilting cotton. So sometimes quilt shops will stock some of the other substrates from the main, you know, the quality designing companies. And so if you see this in like a remnant, you know, sometimes people see like half a yard or 3/4 of a yard and they think, what am I going to do with 3/4 of a yard of cotton spandex? All the things. Save your scraps even from these. If you've watched any of my headband tutorials, DBP and cotton spandex are perfect scrap chunks to use to make headbands, okay? So do that too. Save your bits, save your bits. And when I get around to doing a class on underwear, you're going to have to pull out those little scrap bits because underwear is even smaller than shorts. And so you can use them in that too. Nicole's asking, what is the Facebook group? So the Facebook group for sewing garments is called Sewing Clothes with Crafty Gemini. Just do a Facebook search for that group and it'll pop up. You'll need to request like permission to be added and then one of the admins will let you in. All right, awesome. Yay! Well, I'm super excited. Thank you to everybody who has signed up. I will start thinking about a PJ party of some kind because I think this would be fun with everybody who's making PJs. And even if you're not making them for yourself, save some scraps because you might want to make yourself some little t-shirts and shorts, okay? So thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Remember, today is Friday, November the 13th, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in Florida, so my time zone, the price goes up by $30. So you can get in now for $77. And at midnight, the price is going up to $107. So if you want to save 30 bucks, sign up, join the fun, and I would love to see the pictures of your finished PJs in my Facebook group, Sewing Clothes with Crafty Gemini. All right? Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see y'all next week for Whip Wednesday at 1 p.m. Wednesday Eastern Time.